can anyone hit Immortal? I genuinely think that yes, barring certain impairments, pretty much anyone in the world can hit Immortal. I want to tackle questions of talent versus skill development in this video, and to make it interesting, I found someone who is Silver in CSGO, Bronze 5 in Overwatch, and who just got placed Silver 1 in Valorant, and I'm getting them to take on this challenge themselves. I think they'll be a great test subject for this experiment because they have zero discernible natural aptitude for FPS games, and that person is me. Now let's hop into why I think it's possible for me and just about anyone to hit Immortal in Valorant. Now you might be thinking, obviously not everyone can be Immortal because that's not how rank distributions work. But I'd never said everyone can hit Immortal. I think that any individual person with the right tools and the right attitude can get there. Now, when I say tools, that mainly involves your practice routine, but also what you're studying and a certain level of commitment and discipline that's pretty hard to maintain without a solid goal or a reason to put that much time and effort into the game. Obviously, if everyone suddenly practiced and committed at a really high level to getting better at the game, they wouldn't all hit Immortal because the average level of play would just skyrocket, and the people in Bronze would be absolute demons compared to today. But I think that right now, if you take a random individual from the ladder and give them the right coaching, the right ideas on how to practice, and make them commit to certain routine, they can absolutely hit Immortal given it enough time. Very few people are aware of what it takes to be great, and even fewer are willing to do what it takes. So what exactly are these tools and routines I'm talking about that anyone can apply? How should people know, what materials to study and what practice routine to follow? Personally, I found very good coaching material all across YouTube and Reddit, and as I progress through this challenge, I will document in videos exactly what I'm watching and learning from to make progress and what practice routines I'm, going through each day in order to get better. So this series won't just be pure education of me coaching you how to hit Immortal. I'm not Immortal, I'm not good at the game, but it will be a source of those educational resources and hopefully a model of how you can apply them effectively in order to progress. So I want to set out two massively important ground rules to make this challenge fair, useful, and more replicable for anyone who's interested in following along. First of all, I will only be using free resources to learn from. That way anyone can learn from and replicate what I do without having to pay for coaching or some expensive guides or anything. Now the second rule is no duoing with anyone more than one tier above me, and obviously no duoing with Smurfs. The reason for this is to avoid boosting, and ideally it would be a solo only challenge so that it's most applicable to everyone and I kind of isolate the individual variable of my skill, but I anticipate that I'll have to play a lot of games to achieve this rank, and I'll probably want to play with friends at various times throughout this challenge, so I'm limiting the range of player with which I can duo to make this more fair and balanced. So yeah, I'm very excited to start this challenge. It won't just be documenting how I'm learning this stuff, but also my progress through the ranks. So I'll be able to draw a direct line between where I was when I was at Silver player, what I worked on, and then I can see the end result. And I think it'll be really cool to draw a line between those two things. If you're interested in seeing whether or not someone who's bad at every FPS game they've ever played can hit Immortal, stay tuned, and hopefully you learn something along the way.